Hello and welcome to another tutorial of ProfLearn YouTube channel. In this particular video, we are going to have a discussion on how to work out questions to do with calculus, differentiation in additional math. If you are new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload another tutorial, you'll be notified. In ProfLearn YouTube channel, I do maths, and physics. Whereby I take you through how to solve different questions, and at the same time I'll be guiding you how to work out predictions. I'll also be uploading predictions for additional math as well as pure math. Now let's dive in so that we can be able to get started. And in this case, what I need to tell you that whenever you are given a question to do with differentiation, you need to identify which is the best differentiation technique. Now in this question, we are told that it's given that y is equal to tan 3x, so, and there is another function here we are given, and sine x here. So meaning these are two functions which are divided. So the best rule we are going to use of differentiation or technique is quotient rule. So we are going to use quotient rule, and for us to find this differentiation, it means applying quotient rule. Remember, we are finding what? dy dx when two functions are divided. So it means our answer is going to be, let me just erase this so that we can be able to see what's written here. Dy dx is going to be v du dx minus u dv dx divided by v squared. This is now a quotient rule that you are going to apply. Now in this case, we are going to let our tan 3x to be our u and our v to be sine x. So in order to apply that into the formula, first we have to find du dx. Now since this is tan and there is 3x inside here, the first thing that you're going to do is to differentiate the inner function. That is chain rule. You differentiate the inner function, you get 3. 3x differentiated, you are going to get 3. Then now once you have done that, you differentiate tan without considering what is inside the function. So that will be 3 sec squared 3x. Then v, we are going to say dv dx is going to be cos x. Then you apply that into the formula, and you need to remember that you are told to find dy dx at x is equals to pi over 3. So you are going to substitute that equation, and then you replace x equals to 3. Anyway, you have x, and our final answer is going to translate to 2 root 3. Something that you need to remember, your calculator doesn't have sec squared, so sec squared is the same as 1 over cos squared. So once you have gotten dy dx at x is equals to pi on 3, look at the equation that we are given below here. Find the approximate change in y as x increases from pi over 3, and that pi over 3 is the one that you were told up here to h. Pi over 3 plus h. So what you want to do there is that the answer you got here in the previous section, this question would be just repeated like that in your exam, maybe. What you want to do, you take that value that is given here times this, so that you have 2 root 3 h, and that becomes our final answer. In that case, our answer becomes 2 root 3 h. The next question that you'll be asked for additional math under differentiation and the application section is where you are supposed to find the rate of change of a given variable, and you are told that given that x is increasing at the rate, so meaning dx dt is dx dt is going to be 3. So that's what that means. Dx dt is 3 because you are told x is increasing at that particular rate. Find the corresponding rate of change in y when t equals to pi over, when x is equals to pi over 3 rather. So giving you answer in simplest side form. Now dx dt is 3. We have already worked out what our dy dx is. Then we need to find dy dt. So we are going to say, using chain rule, dy dt is the same as dy dx times dx dt. So you can see if you cancel this and this, you are going to remain with dy dt. So we know dy dx is this value, and we were told the rate of increase of x is 3. So dx dt is 3. Then you see you are going to get your answer there, and the answer is seated as 6√3 on that case. Another type of question will be asked is whereby you are supposed to find tangent and normal to curves, but the main idea is how to differentiate functions. This is y equals to ln of 3 x squared minus 1 over x plus 2. Basically this is quotient rule because we have two functions which are divided. You need to apply quotient rule, and if you work it out, you are going to get your answer for dy dx. First you differentiate properly, you are going to get your answer as such here. Then in dy dx you substitute x is equals to 1 so that we can be able to get what the gradient is. Remember, the gradient of the tangent is equal to the gradient of the curve. The gradient of the curve is equal to the gradient of the tangent at that point. So if you work out the gradient of the tangent of the curve at x equals to 1 is going to be 0.923, and that is the same gradient to the tangent. Then we are going to, because we don't know the value of y, we are going to substitute into the equation x equals to 1 so that we get the value of y, and our value of y translated to 0.23. You substitute it into the original equation that was given into this equation, x equals to 1. So if you work it out, you're gonna get this. Then you shall apply now the equation y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to mx plus c. C is the y-intercept. So our y is 0 is this, and our x is 1, and our gradient, we had gotten it here. So our c became negative 0.692. With this gradient now we can be able, with this, now sorry, our y-intercept, the value of c is this. Now with the gradient provided and the intercept we have it, our answer now is this, correct to 3 decimal places. So when you are doing these questions, don't forget to follow the accuracy that is provided. Question 3 is also talking about rate of connectedness, but you can see you are told that the formula for the sphere, the sphere is given by this formula, and you can see now from here we can be able to find dvdr. If you differentiate this, is going to translate to 4 pi r squared, differentiating that. But we are also told the radius r of the sphere is increasing at the rate of this, so that is dr dt. Dr dt is here. We are supposed to find dv dt, the rate of change of volume. To find that, you are going to say dv dt is equals to dr dt times dv dr. So you can see from here, if you are cancelling, this will cancel out. You'll be having not cancelling that. If you are cancelling, if you cancel the r here, you will remain with dv dt, which is on the left hand side. So, but we are finding dv dr dt. Yes, what is dr dt? 0.5. What's dv dr? 4 pi r squared. Then you simplify, that becomes 2 pi r squared, but remember r, we were evaluating r where r is 0.25, squared, and the answer becomes 1/8 centimeter cubic per second. That's the rate of change of volume of the sphere. Well, the next question here, I think that is well done. We are done with that particular question. Yeah, so in this question we are given y and its gradient function is provided here. But remember, for you to get dy dx, you can be able to use product rule in this case, and the product rule is u dv dx plus v du dx. You can be able to apply that formula. So before you sit for your exam, make sure you know how to apply that formula on that case. So we are told find the exact coordinate of the stationary point. At the stationary point, what do we know? Dy dx is equals to 0. So basically that's what I was supposed to do, and that's what I did, and I got my dy dx being equal to 0. Then I multiplied the denominator both sides so that my value of x translated to be -4/3. Then since I'm asked the coordinate, so I need the y coordinate, so I substituted into the original equation that we are having here, and my answer translated to -4√6/9. Now next question, determine the nature of the stationary point. That's another question you'll be asked, nature of stationary point, as you are going to sit for your additional math exam, Feb-March. That is all May, June exam 2025, or any other year. This question will never change, they will be the same. What you need to remember is that at the stationary point, if you get d squared y is greater than 0, that is the minimum point. If you have dx squared over x squared, if you work out and you find that d squared y dx squared is less than 0, that becomes the maximum point. So in that case, what I did, I differentiated the function that I was given here. Yeah, this function that I was given in the previous question here, this function here, I differentiated it for the second time, and then I substituted the value of x as the stationary point, which is -4/3. So when I did that, I got my answer being d squared y dx squared being 1.83. So meaning this is a positive value. Now since my answer is a positive value, it means d squared y dx squared is greater than 0, and that confirmed to me that that is the minimum. That is the minimum point. So I'll expect you to try to differentiate this using quotient rule. Leave a comment in the description that you are able to get your answer dy dx in that particular form. Now you'll be asked also to something to do with question to do with kinematics. Kinematics, you'll be given a question like this, and you are told a particle p has a displacement like this one, and then you are supposed to find the velocity. Remember, to find the velocity, you need to differentiate a displacement function. So if you differentiate this, you are going to get dx dt. Dx dt is velocity, right? That will be velocity. And that means differentiating this function, you need to know how to do it, because you are having inner function here. So differentiating 2t, you get 2 times 10, you get 20. Then differentiate sign, now it becomes cos. So the final answer becomes 20 cos 2t. Then we are told the value of t, when we are supposed to find the value of t for which p is at rest. At rest, it means velocity is equal to 0. At rest, velocity is equal to 0. So you are going to take this equation here, you equate it to 0, and then you are going to divide by 20 both sides, and you can see now you are going to have 2t is equals to cos inverse of 0. That's going to be what? That's going to be 1/2 pi. Then divide by 2, our answer becomes 1/2 over 4 pi as the final answer in that question. For additional maths, you are going also to be seeing question like that. And if you are new to ProfLearn, consider subscribing so that when I'm uploading the next part for this section, you'll be notified. I'll be taking you on how you can be able to work out this particular question. See you in the next tutorial.